approach a conference tournament as a head coach?
We try to win. It is a tournament, and it is a situation where you want to be playing for 3 games, and you want to win 3 games, but it's all about the first game, for us, and I'm sure the other coaches would feel the same way. It's a little bit different for the teams that get a bye in that this time of the week, you could prepare for 2 teams. You could spend half your practice on one team, half your practice on the other team. But I think what's most important is preparing to get your team playing its best basketball, and so that's where our focus is right now.
Coach, in this situation, when you don't know who you're going to face in the quarterfinal round, is it more so what you guys need to do?
Yes.
As opposed to scouting Xavier and St. Joe's?
Yeah, I mean, our focus right now is on being the best VCU basketball team we can be. I've been a part of other conference tournaments in the past where if you do have a bye, you have a pretty good idea who you're going to play. Anything can happen, obviously, but this is not one of those cases. I mean, Xavier's the higher seed, but St. Joe's was picked to win the league. They have a very, very talented team and the winningest coach in Atlantic 10 history. So I think either team could win. They both present unique challenges. They have maybe a few similarities, but they have a lot of differences as well. So we can't get too caught up in trying to prepare for both of those teams. It needs to be more about us.
Can you take anything from those 2 regular season meetings that you guys had?
Yeah, I think we can. I think a couple things we can take. Number one, they were both very close games, and they were both games that I told the guys, if I was on the other side of those games, I would have said, hey, we should have won, or we could have won those games, or certainly a game that could have gone our way. So even though we won both games, I think it's important for our team to have a tremendous level of respect for how hard fought those wins were and how close those games were, and the fact that the game could have gone the other way very, very easily. So we need to play better and make sure that we put our best foot forward on Friday. We do have an advantage in that they have to fight it out Thursday night. We get to watch and take notes, and as long as we play the way we can play, that's the most important thing on Friday.
What about the tournament being in New York, being in Brooklyn, as opposed to being in Richmond, in terms of the larger stage? How important do you think that is for the league, for the program? And there'll obviously be a brighter light on the conference tournament than maybe it would have been here.
Yeah, I think it's great for the league. Brooklyn is obviously an epicenter for a lot of things, and basketball is one of them. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they've both said that New York is the basketball mecca. And so we're excited about playing in the conference tournament in Brooklyn. A lot has been made of the fact that we're not playing here at home in Richmond. I know you guys are used to that. We were used to that the last 3 years, but I've coached at a lot of different schools. This is the only school I've coached at where we've played a conference tournament in our home city. So that's more the exception than the norm. We're like everyone else in the league. We get to travel to New York to play.
Do you get the sense the guys get up for that sort of thing and being in New York, being at the Barclays Center?
I think they're excited about it. It's a big time arena. It's Jay-Z's arena. It's the Brooklyn Nets arena. They're a trendy team. So there's a lot of things that make the Barclays Center unique and make it special, and our guys are excited to be there.
Coach, what did you learn about the A-10 in your first year that you didn't know once you began that journey, so to speak?
Not much. I mean, I already knew it's a very talented league. It's a big step up in terms of talent, particularly at the guard position. Just every team has big-time guards, and the really good teams have 2 or 3 of them. But we knew that. I think the depth of the league has been something that we knew coming in, but it's been even more impressive than we thought. You take the tournament, for instance, it was a fight till the very end just to get into the tournament for a lot of teams. And the teams that don't have a bye, so that would be seeds 5 through 12, there's some really good basketball teams there. And there's some teams that, if the ball had maybe bounced a different way a couple different times, could easily have been top 4 seeds and could easily be NCAA tournament teams.
Coach, can you talk about the difference of having to win a conference tournament to get to the big dance, whereas this year you're presumed to be in, you'd still like to win the conference tournament, but it doesn't necessarily kill your tournament chances if you don't win the A-10?
Well, I think that's one of the advantages of the move to the Atlantic 10. Let's face it, if we were in the CAA this year, we would have had to win the tournament. And by the way, congratulations to James Madison and Coach Matt Brady for winning the CAA tournament yesterday. I think that's terrific for him and their program. But yeah, we're in a different situation now in that we are in a league that's going to get multiple teams in the NCAA tournament regardless of what happens this weekend. But hey, we're a competitive basketball team. We want to win. And it starts with Xavier or St. Joe's on Friday. We want to win that game. And if we're fortunate enough to win it, we want to win the next game, and so on and so forth. We would love to be playing on Sunday afternoon in the championship game. Obviously, the better you do this weekend, the better position it puts you in moving forward. But yeah, it's different. I mean, you don't have that pressure that you have to win to get in. It's win or go home. I'd be lying if I said that it's that we would want that. I mean, I'm glad that we are where we are, and I think that's a testament to our guys in the regular season that they've created. But again, we want to win the tournament. It's a big goal of ours, and want to put ourselves in the best position moving forward after this weekend.
Coach, what has the team improved at the most, or what's the biggest difference in our team from, say, October to today?
We've improved in a lot of ways. I think, we've gained a level of discipline on the defensive end, but it still has escaped us at times. And certainly in our last game against Temple, we weren't the most disciplined team. Although I thought we were just a step off, period, with our energy. And Temple deserves a lot of credit for that. But overall, I think our discipline has gotten better. I think with our style of play, we've done a better job on both ends of the floor, offense and defense, executing that style. Everyone talks about havoc, which is great, which is what we want. But it's not the same every year. It changes from year to year, and with the personnel changes, there are adjustments. But our guys have done a nice job getting better.
Coach, have you noticed any additional pop in Melvin's step since he's going to be returning home? Does he have any extra energy over the past couple of days?
I think he's excited about going home, but Mel's had an additional pop in his step for the last 3-4 weeks. I mean, he's really turned a corner, as a freshman, and he looks more clear-headed in terms of what he needs to do. Anytime you go to a player's hometown to play a game, or hopefully in this case 3 games, it's exciting for that young man, and he'll have some family and some friends in the stands. But you still want to stay focused on the goal and focused on the process required to reach that goal. So Mel knows what he needs to do, and we'll continue working with him on that over the course of this week.
Do you see him being even more confident, or is that possible with him?
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of growth that he can continue to make, and you'll see if he makes that growth, you'll see a much more confident Mel as time goes on, and certainly in years to come. I think that if he continues to get better, he can be a similar type of scorer as Khalif Wyatt from Temple. Now, he's got a long, long way to go. Khalif Wyatt, to me, is the best player in our league and should win the league MVP. But I think Mel could be that kind of scorer. So he's just got to keep growing and keep getting better.
Is this thing truly as wide open as it seems?
I mean, I'm not picking the game, so you'd have to ask somebody in Vegas. But I certainly think there's a lot of different teams that could win. And I think our focus is just on playing the best that we can play and winning our games. We're not even going to worry about the top half of the bracket. We're not going to worry about anybody other than the winner of St. Joe's and Xavier.
Coach, Trevion and Javonte, what do you see in their game that I guess maybe needs to elevate in the tournament, or do you feel that what they have contributed this year could be good enough?
It's never enough. It's never enough. I mean, you always want more, and those guys are capable of more. I'm really glad that I have them on my team. But, you know, what we need from Jew is an added level of intensity on the defensive end of the floor. You know, he had a rough day scoring-wise against Temple, even though he scored, I think it was 19 points. He had a rough day from the field. He didn't get to the foul line. So I think he's got something to prove in terms of, you know, bouncing back, coming back stronger with his game. And we need him to rebound. Trey, he's just scratching the surface. Wait till you see what he does moving forward in the future. But I'm really proud of Trey in that he's come a long way. I mean, we watch some tape sometimes of his freshman year, and he's fumbling around like a colt. And now he's much more along the lines of a Clydesdale. So, you know, but he's not there yet. I mean, he's got a long way to go. Both those guys, that's the most exciting thing about them, is that I think that those guys are all-conference level players, but they can be much, much better, and not just from a statistical standpoint, but from the standpoint of productivity on both ends of the floor and leadership. And let's face it, moving forward after this year, we're going to need that from them in a big way.